What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Today I was going to talk to you about some adventures in the Forgotten Realm. Dungeons and Dragons. Shark, are you checking out the character sheet? You're getting ready for the game on this week coming up? You're ready to roll in the dungeon? Yeah, you're all ready. Looks like your character's all spiffed up. When we opened a box of this set before, even though we love D&D, it just wasn't very good when we opened it. But I want to try to open another one. I mean, we both like opening booster packs, don't we? We have to admit it. Yeah. So what I wanted to see, though, is what if we made a little wager? I know you're a little gambling shark. You like to play that box cardboard lottery over there. What say you hit a 16 or higher on roll with advantage, and we open 2 boxes on the channel. Here you go, bud. Get them ready. What do we got? A 14 and a crit. The shark crit. Oh yeah, he did. That's why he's kicking butt at D&D. So looks like we're ripping 2 boxes, guys. Oh yeah. Get all this nonsense out of the way. And that's why you film it. There's crit. So hopefully our good luck goes with us. We're just going to keep that on the table there. 14, 20. Let's get into it. Lily, this is us. We're desperate for some good cards in this set. It's a hard one to do. We'll tell you that much. I think aside from Old Mabo, nothing in this set's really worth much, but I would like to open some stuff like Lolth or some of the other cool cards. And unfortunately, we've only got draft boosters, so no matter what we open, it's not going to be too flashy. But let's hop to it. We rolled a crit. Does our luck remain? Let's find out. Make a little spot. We got so much going on over here. Just don't want to disturb that dice. There we go. Let's see what we got. Just a bunch of commons. We're going to fly through those today. I don't even know if there's an uncommon worth anything in this set, to be honest, which is a little sad because I believe it's only been out for a while and it's already out of print. Ooh, there's another one of those bad cards we've seen before. Nadar, Selfless Paladin. And we got a foil and a basic land, so those will go there. Those will go into a little foil pile and a with rare pile. All right, Lily, still help us. This is us just reaching up to Liliana. Help us, please. Please let us get a good card. All right. Emerith, extended art, mythic, not bad, not bad. Has ward, okay. That'll go in a little bit of a hit spot. And look at this rainbow unicorn. That's pretty ridiculous, but it's actually not a bad unicorn, especially with some of the newer cards that have come out. You go there, and you go. Do I even have a spot for these tokens? Yeah, we'll just put those under. Make this process a little quicker for everyone at home. All right, well, not do the big bang, but let's see. 2 packs in, we ripped a mythic. Let's see what else we get. Ooh, Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Pretty whiffy. Opened one of those in our last video. So far, nothing too spiky to speak of. I'll be honest, even though the shark hit a crit, do I even want to open a second box? It seems like this set is not very good to open, which is really interesting to me because I would have thought, boy, D&D crossing over with Magic, the Forgotten Realms, like this is an instant classic. But so far has not been my experience. I think there's a lot of weak, forgettable garbage. Forgive my harsh criticism, but weak, forgettable garbage is about what I've seen from the box I've opened of this set and a couple packs from like a gift booster box or one of those gift bundles. Gelatinous cube. Opened that in our last video as well. This doesn't seem to be a particularly big set. Like as far as cards to open, I don't think we've opened a single rare yet that I didn't open in my last box. Could be misremembering, but we're also not seeing a ton of those extended art cards, unfortunately. Ooh, something in the back there. Full art White Dragon, pretty cool. And we got Teleportation Circle as our rare. And Brainor, who's actually a pretty famous little D&D character. He shows up in a lot of things. But again, I don't know if those have any collector's value. They just seem to do pretty poorly, honestly. Like, all the cards from this set seem very low. Kind of indicative of the trend of the last few sets up to Kamigawa. A lot of the sets did poorly. I mean, we went through a pretty sad year. If you go start here and you track through the two most recent Innistrad sets, which is mind-blowing that they whiffed on Innistrad twice. I mean, there's some cards for standard, but not a lot of hot stuff. Instrument of the Bards. Saw that in our last video too. Not that cool. Okay, well, we're going to go through this one quickly, I think. It's pretty lame so far. Pretty lame. Those old school cards. That Owlbear, though, we've seen them. Man, are we just opening like a clone box of the last one we opened? He's got Pack Tactics. We got this guy last time too. Not very good. Probably getting limited. I've heard this set does draft well. Maybe we do just stall out and don't open another box. This one seems pretty bad. Looks like we got an Evolving Wilds peeking at us, which is like one of the... I mean, that's how sad it is. Evolving Wilds, a card I think that's printed in almost every set, is a card I get excited for just because it's actually something usable from this. Ooh, Full Art Blue Dragon. So we've gotten two Full Art Dragons. Oh, Mordenkainen. Hey, there's a card. I haven't actually opened this card yet. 6 mana, 2 blue and 4 for a 5 loyalty Planeswalker. And for his +2, draw 2 cards, then put a card from your hand on the bottom of your library. Okay. Just some card filtering, card draw. -2, create a blue dog illusion creature token with this creature's power and toughness equal to twice the number of cards in your hand. That's a pretty beefy token he makes. And then -10. Exchange your hand and library, then shuffle. Huh. Interesting. He's pretty saucy, but I have yet to hear that he sees any play anywhere. So, but we're only a few packs in. We got 2 mythics. Maybe our luck is going to change. It's boy, this one. Who knows? Who knows? Off to a shaky start, but glimmers of hope. Just like an adventurer. We should really be smart and just leave the dungeon, but instead, every time we see that next gold coin, we just stick around for more punishment. Flump, arguably, I mean, probably most disappointing card to open in 2022 and all on my channel. By far the most disappointing card I open anytime I've opened it. It's just absolutely utter disappointment. I don't know if I showed the video. I did like my first ever pack opening like test video, and I opened like a gift set of cards. And it was from this set. Oh, that's cute. I do like the heart on that. That's really cute. And I opened that flump and I went on kind of a rant about how, honestly, I think opening cards like that just feel so bad. Like, why do you want a joke rare that's not very good? I mean, maybe it's getting limited, but it lets your opponent draw a card. Like, that seems objectively terrible. Delina, Wild Mage. Whenever she attacks, 2 target creature control, roll a 20. Create a tapped attacking token. Okay, Kiki Jiki effect on 1 through 14. And then 15 through 20, choose one of those tokens. Oh, create a token and roll again. That's not bad. If you, okay, one thing I will say, if you can re-roll, rolling 2d20, your odds of hitting 15 at least once is actually approximately 50%. So realistically, if you have a way to re-roll a dice roll, you could chain this ability a ton. I don't know if she gets played. It's not quite Kiki Jiki, but it's Kiki Jiki with some upside. So that's what always makes me wonder. Am I just like such a boomer that I'm out of touch with how cards work? But when I see a card that has that mathematical odd of, hey, it's Kiki Jiki, that whenever she attacks in red, so she can attack more than once, arguably, maybe not easier, but untappable and re-attackable, but then she can chain off. I mean, there are, well, I guess that's only a silver bordered card. Orb of Dragonkind, another dragon assist. Surprised to see this card hasn't moved more with how popular that tribe's becoming in Commander, but you know, like everything with this set, I wonder if it was just oversold, underpowered for standard, but opened a lot and didn't perform. because this set got pulled out of print very quickly, and that's absolutely shocking to me. I mean, it's a Dungeons and Dragons direct Magic set, not even themed like Zendikar was. Ooh, Displacer Beast, very cool. Vorpal Sword. It does make players lose the game. But again, another card with a huge dramatic effect, very cheap to equip. The fact that this effect is not on equip, but you have to pay this, sure. But you can get there, especially in Commander, and it does let a player lose the game. I mean, but I guess Black's not running really any high equipment synergy. So as you can see, I think, man, is it sad to feel like even with the things they did right in this set, basing it around D20s, doing these cool module land treatments, big spicy dragons, that aside from just adding a few dragons and a couple other little things here and there, I think that Halfling Innkeeper, Terrorizing Standard, common, this didn't do much to do anything for the game. Like, it pretty sad that it's kind of been a strikeout on both times they've done. Oh man, 6 mana for that ability? Should cost 4. Even at instant speed. As you can see, I don't know, did playtest get away where they were worried about what else was in standard that softened this set? It seems like there's so many cards that you're like, I see the potential, but it's weaker to what else was around it, and just minor tweaks would give this set some of the thunder it desperately needs. You know, we've seen him before, and I see it's 281. I mean, this set's bigger than Ikoria, and it seems like I've seen so many of the same duplicate bulk rares. I mean, I would consider the vast majority of this set to fit into the bulk category, which is really sad. Again, this is the D&D set. This is a set that I think some players have probably waited several decades for, and with the increasing popularity of Dungeons and Dragons, like, and probably being their most viable crossover base of players. But again, is this set supposed to appeal to Magic players? No, they're super picky. Like this card, this Dragon Turtle, it's pretty bad. Like, who are these cards made for? The guy like me who loves D&D and Magic and has been playing both for most of my life? Because it leaves me cold. Was this supposed to be the set that gets D&D players excited on Magic, or collectors? Like, who was this for? Because there's some good ideas here, you know, like they're not off the mark as far as like the icons or some of these concepts, but it just seems like the cards at the value of how we evaluate a Magic card are not very good. Now this card does see a little play. I think this card might even see a little bit of play in either Pioneer or Modern, just because it's a little bit aggro, but still, I mean, I think it's a couple bucks. The only card I know of from this set that holds real value is Old Gnawbone, and he's like 40 bucks. And that speaks to something more dynamic. When a set like this, that by all external things, let's just analyze it as not being a set having anything to do with the cards that are in it. Ooh, Den of the Bugbear in the alt art. That's actually a hit. That's actually a hit. I mean, gorgeous too. Look at the art on this. Like, I don't want the camera to go out of focus on you guys, but like, look at that amazing module art. Rare. If you control 2 or more other lands, it enters the battlefield tapped. Taps for a red, and for 4, no tap. Until end of turn, it becomes a 3/2 red goblin token that when it attacks makes a 1/1. This is an awesome card. Like, beautiful treatment. This is a great idea, and it's worth a few bucks, but not indicative of the quality of the set, or at least its reception overall. And kind of back to what I was gonna go into. If we like try to break this set down just from the outside, Forgotten Realms, D&D's probably at an all-time peak of popularity in the mainstream that it's ever been, as far as like media coverage and positive PR, you know, due to things like Stranger Things and stuff like Critical Role. I'm sure all of that adds up. Oh, another mythic Xanathar. What does he do? I'm familiar with the Xanathar from D&D, but what does he do here? That's his pet goldfish. You know, sometimes they say he's so scary when his goldfish dies, they just replace it. I hope you can't tell. 6 mana. So he's a Salumgar. He's a legendary creature, and he's a beholder. And the beginning of your upkeep, choose target opponent. Until end of turn, that player can't cast spells. You may look at the top card of their library at any time. You may play the top card of their library, and you may... This guy's pretty awesome, actually. That seems like a themed deck. If only you could play Villainous Wealth, but just a deck stealing and playing your opponent's cards? That's actually cool. So here's what's weird. We're starting to see some cards that are actually cool. And still, I was just about to go on another rant of like, this thing's out of print. It's poorly received. It's very bad. And that's against all odds. And here we go. Foil rare. Skeletal Swarming. Each skeleton you control has trample. Tax each combat if able and gets +X at +X, or +X +0, where X is the number of the other skeletons. At the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 black skeleton creature token tapped. If a creature died this turn, create 2. Like, that's not bad. It's not good, but it's not terrible. And we got a foil rare. Well, it looks like the crit may have shined some luck on us, but I still feel like it's a bait to open another box of this. And honestly, I think at this point, with where card prices are and how the set's doing and the schedule for rotation, it's almost the best thing to just, if we don't rip sick or have something we want to build from this set, just put the rest in the vault and let time do its thing, because who knows, maybe this is one of those that just becomes much valued over time, because the 2 Dungeons & Dragons sets have not sold well. If that sends an indicator to marketing at Wizards where they just cut back on this, maybe these become a relic. I have Vecna for 2. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card and lose 2 life. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may pay 2 colors. If you do, draw a card and lose 2 life. It's not bad. Probably see some play in Orloro. I would probably guess that card is $1. So, unfortunately, yeah, haven't opened our eyes yet. I think we're still looking for Old Gnawbone, and I do want to see Lolth, but we've had some other stuff. Xanathar and Mordecai showing up. Those are they're big players down there in Baldur's Gate. Or, I'm sorry, not Baldur's Gate. In the Forgotten Realms. I believe Xanathar is in Waterdeep, and Mordecai just goes where he pleases. Sorcerer class. It's a cool card. I don't think it actually sees play anywhere, but cool card. I mean, I think the class mechanic is good. Again, I think it brought back level up, and you know, again, they did a D&D set before. It was called Zendikar. And if you go look at what they did with allies, adventurers, quests, traps, equipment, like they made an adventure world in addition to a land matter set. And maybe there was just too much going on there, but it was good. Loyal Warhound. All right, we got a pupper. He's a 3/1 with vigilance for white and 1. When he enters the battlefield, if an opponent controls more lands than you, search your library for... Okay, like, that seems like that would see play too. Kind of a Knight of the White Orchid effect. Only requires 1 white. Huh. And then look at that Druid class. That marking is sick. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, gain a life. Okay. For 3, you can level it up, and you may play an additional land on each of your turns. That's viable. And for 5, when this class becomes level 3, target land... Oh, that's what you don't want to see. Is a land that now dies to damage, but not terrible. Boy, that card, if that third ability was something a little better in game with like ramping, which I know maybe they had to temper that for standard, but boy, that would probably be a commander staple. Because those first 2 abilities absolutely can form part of the engine of the type of mechanics and incremental value or sort of rolling value on cards. Man, we've gotten 3 full art dragons. That black dragon spitting his line of acid there. Kobold, minion of the mighty. A lot of dragon synergy. Pack tactics though, and he has 0 power, and he wants to attack with power 6 or greater. Huh. Not really joining the cause there. You know, it's weird. They kind of supplemented kobolds being a red card that costs 0 classically in Magic, and they like haven't printed in decades. And they bring them back because it's very fitting for D&D. Kobolds are a prominent species. That they didn't do the classic it costs 0. Because if that guy costs 0, I don't know, that'd be cool. Is 0 just too busted? Is that why Memnite's a few dollars and it's back on the list? Is 0 just too busted? Westgate Regent. He's a 4/4 vampire for 5, kind of our Semgear stats. He's got ward, discard a card. It's not terrible. And when he deals combat damage to a player, put that many +1/+1 counters on it. So he's kind of a jacked up Semgear who tries to hit players. It's not terrible. Like again, that's not a terrible card. I mean, I'm sure in some vampire tribal that might be playable. I don't know. Really depends. Since vampires in Mardu with Edgar Markov running the tribe, is it all about just making tokens, or do they go with a Is there like a Vampire Voltron aspect to that? Because equipments do well when you're going wide. You can just find the one who gets through and peck away. What do we got here? A Werewolf Pack Leader. 2 green for a 3/3. It's got Pack Tactics. When it attacks, if you attack with creatures total power 6 or greater, this combat draw a card. Until end of turn, its base power and toughness 5/3, gain trample, and it isn't a human. See, there's interesting synergy here. There's also some conflicting feelings when you look at that art. But yeah, like that seems playable. I can think of some mechanics that would want that. I mean, Ikoria synergy for Mutate, where it stops being a human, the fact that it can be considered a human, triggering Pack Tactics, which doesn't sound like it's very good. But I guess maybe that's part of it too. Maybe some of these good ideas are spread so thin across the loose melange of concepts. Beautiful. Second Hall of the Storm Giants in that module treatment. I mean, these are great. Like, these are great. This is phenomenal. Do this more, Wizards. Even though this set was a bust, do that more. All right, we're down to our final few packs, guys. Waltz, Old Mawbone, showing up. Or are we just walking away? I will leave a crit on the table. I know I made a promise, and you're going to see it. And you're going to see a video document of me breaking that promise. He hit crit, but I don't think I'm open to these. I'll be honest. If you want to see something real in real time, see me be so disappointed opening one box of this that even though I made myself a commitment, I'm going to pull back. It's rare, as someone who is addicted to opening packs of Magic cards, to really have experiences where you open a box and it makes you not want to open another one that you have sitting right in front of you. Like that, I hate to be that negative, because usually I'm just pretty pumped. Like, usually I'm pretty positive on where the product's at, but I guess being a D&D fan and a Magic fan, and then the overall resulting feeling of this set is kind of a letdown. Froghemoth. Remember, this guy was carrying a price for a little while. 5 for a 4/4 trample haste. When he deals combat damage to a player, exile up to that many target cards from their graveyard. Put a +1/+1 counter on it for each creature card, and you get a life for each non-creature. So he's kind of like a super... He's a hasted ooze boy. Another foil rare. Wizard Spellbook. Exile target instant or sorcery card from a graveyard. Roll a d20. Activate only as a sorcery. Okay, way toned down for 7. Oof. 1 through 9, copy the card. You may cast that copy, so you're paying full price. 10 through 19, copy that card. You pay 1. 20, copy each card that has been exiled with it. You may cast any number without that. Boy, oh boy. That just seems hard to get the fun out of. They're really dangling a big juicy carrot in front of you with that one, but once you start looking at the math, you're never gonna roll 20, and you're gonna end up paying full price for a copy a lot, which, I mean, it's Magic. If you're playing the red-blue copy spells deck, you can do a lot of that for between 2 and 4 mana. Confirmed. Wow, another Mythic. Minsk, Beloved Ranger. Not as spicy as his new version where he's a Planeswalker. And interesting that they canonically made him a Planeswalker, but I guess that's what will allow him to show up in more product in the future. All right, we're down to the final few. Do we get something great, or do we just feel kind of bummed? Let's see. It's like the final showdown in the campaign. Do we kill the BBE, or does he kill us? Sphere of Annihilation. Black and X for an artifact. When it's entered the battlefield, it has X void counters on it. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile it. All creatures and planeswalkers with mana value less than or equal to the number of counters on it, and all creature and planeswalker cards in graveyards. Okay, so it's kind of a ratchet bum, pernicious deed type of removal card, but haven't seen that one played. Like, I wasn't aware of that card, and I have played some standard and modern on Arena lately. You guys just see me slaughter this pack. So that's the mystery. Was it just that, like, these cards came out in a standard that they were not well adapted for? Was this really the intention, that this is a limited set for already invested? That's a second of our Skeletal Swarming there. Little Soul Knife Spy. A blue elf. So there you have that. D&D, at least it brought us a blue elf. Don't know if that'll matter in the future, but there's a blue canonically printed elf in Magic. And before. I believe they were gold ones. There's our Prosperous Innkeeper. He's cool. Dungeon Descent. Has to do with going in the dungeon. A mechanic. So soggy. We haven't even talked about it. I basically read cards that have venture into the dungeon as a whiff. All right, do we get the big juice here? What do we got? Come on, come on. Treat us right. Hannah Bashar. Oh. There's another mythic. So we did quite well on our mythics, but we're not opening that great of cards. We opened one of these in our other video too. I don't think either of the mythic legendary books are that hot. We got something shiny back there. I guess the other card we're looking for too is Tiamat. Do we build a new commander deck today? Nope. Looks like fighter class. Which again, there's good ideas all over this set. There's good ideas all over this set. But ultimately, kind of a whiff. All right. Our last two packs. Tiamat, Walt. Old Gnawbone. I don't know if we're going to see any of those. We've seen a lot of mythics already in this box. I think our odds of pulling another are very, very low. But you never know. You never, ever know. Drizzt. Oh, we opened him late before, and it's kind of a bummer. He's not that memorable, unfortunately. Reminds me a lot of Tolsmere Wolf's Blood, but it doesn't spark as much joy as old Tolsmere. So here we go. This is probably going to be the last box of this set I ever open. Yep. Paladin class. All right, we'll go through it, guys, and show you, a lot of bulk rares, and I may have missed a few, some foils. Open a couple foil rares, but we did open 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mythics. Not bad in one draft box, like way ahead of the odds there. And one of them was full art mythic. Yeah, Imarith. Boy, if only that could have been old Gnawbone, right? Unfortunately. And then we got 2 of these guys and a foil skeleton swarming. But aside from that, not much. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to open any more of this set. And that's just the honest appraisal there. Well, I hope you guys got some joy out of this, even if it's watching me fail so you don't have to. I hope all the Gnawbones and Laws are in your guys' boxes at home. And keep an eye out for my next box opening video. Meanwhile, go play some Magic or some D&D. They're better than whatever this was here. Peace.